guys, Happy New Year. Welcome to the first Awesome Sunday show of 2016. Pat here.
This is Connor. Hope you guys are having a great New Year so far, even though it's, what is it, January 2nd? Third. I'm already starting off on the right foot, it looks like.
Well, yeah, new year, new me. Right?
Yeah, seriously.
No, I'm kidding. If you say that, you're a piece of shit. But anyway, yeah, I hope you all had a good New Year's, whatever. Today, we're going to be talking about The Hateful Eight. Just do a, little mini review. Saw it the other day. So if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend seeing it, especially if you're a Tarantino
Just
fan.
to clarify, though, we did not see the 70mm version.
Right. We just saw the regular digital version.
Yeah. Which is probably what most everybody else saw. Sue us. We're not real movie fans. LOL. Kill us. But, sorry. We live in an area where, like, the closest one that had 70mm was, what, like an hour away?
Yeah, and it stopped showing it 31st.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So we were obviously all busy on New Year's.
Yeah.
But regardless, we still saw it. We're going to talk about it, but spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't. So Connor, why don't you start with how you felt about it?
All right, so it's a great movie. It's very. I wouldn't say great. It's very good.
Yeah, very good is a.
It's very
good way to sum it up.
Yeah. There was a lot of things I liked about it. Kurt Russell and Samuel L. Jackson were awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And I also think, in my opinion, I think Walton Goggins gave the best performance out of that.
Yeah.
As good as, the whole cast was fantastic. Like Tim Roth.
He didn't shine until later on in the movie.
That's true. Even Tim Roth was great. Even though his character was pretty much the last two Christoph Waltz characters.
Yeah.
More or less, but still very good. And I'm glad that Christoph Waltz wasn't cast for it because it would have been three in a row. That's just too much.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't have mind seeing him in the movie, but I think Tim Roth filled the European British quota.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cast was great. This
is spoiler heavy, by the way.
Yeah,
like we're gonna talk about
I didn't say it.
Details.
Yeah.
Like get into huge details about the movie, like what certain things played out and everything.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
first things first, it should have been like the Hateful 13.
Yeah, really.
It really, yeah.
Yeah, the Hateful Eight was kind of misleading because people just kept showing up.
Yeah.
Although the 8 was like for 90% of the movie.
Yes,
more or less. But yeah, the movie was very good. A lot of people were saying Tarantino's best. I disagree. If I had to rank it, I'd probably say Inglourious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, Django, Reservoir Dogs, then this. Reservoir Dogs and this kind of interchange. But
see, I think I like Reservoir Dogs a lot. For me, this is like number 7, like out of his 8 movies. And again, very good movie. Jackie Brown, which is my least favorite Tarantino movie, is still a very good movie.
Yeah.
I think Reservoir Dogs is above Hateful Eight and Death. Well, I think Reservoir Dogs is above Death Proof too. I think Death Proof is like number 6 for me.
Yeah, I definitely put Death Proof down.
But I still love Death Proof though. I think Death Proof it's unfortunate because Death Proof just happened to follow a movie that was better.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a very good movie. Beautifully shot, well acted. The score was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great, and the cinematography was outstanding.
It was honestly beautiful. I wish I saw it in 70mm, but even in the digital version, it looks incredible.
Yeah, I feel like I almost feel like I didn't miss anything, honestly. Like again, I haven't seen it in 70mm. I'll get into why I feel like I haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was gorgeous, and like we're gonna get that 70mm version when it releases.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm not too upset about it, especially because one of my complaints about the movie is that it was too long.
Yeah, way too long.
Way too long. And which is good because I'm glad we didn't see the 70mm because there was an extra like 20 or 30 minutes in the movie, which granted they had a intermission with that viewing, but still.
Yeah.
It was too long as it was.
Yeah, that was my biggest gripe. And the reason why, and I don't hate movies that are long. Mm-hmm. Like Watchmen was a long movie, really liked it. Lawrence of Arabia was almost 4 hours. That's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Yeah. Gone with the Wind is almost 4 hours. It's one of the best movies ever made. So I don't have a problem with long movies. It's just those movies have story that progresses in a very, very, in a very, very good way. Like,
Yeah, it took a long time for the story to progress. I
yeah,
think.
and my reason being for that is because there was way too many characters that were being established. Every
It's not even
character-
that. It's just they spent too long on ones that weren't really necessary.
Yeah, right. Just ones that were there. Like every character had some sort of importance that didn't really have to do with progressing the story.
Yeah.
Like it just like every time a new person entered in or they were able to give somebody time in the movie, they gave them like a certain personality, a certain quirk, a certain not even like maybe backstory for not most of them, but for some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, go
Yeah.
on. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot of it was unnecessary. It took way too long to do it. More detail than you really needed for certain characters. Like, the general. I didn't need a huge background.
yeah,
on him.
you didn't need to know everything about him.
It was not necessary at
Yeah.
all. Like the other bandits, like Michael Madsen's character, didn't. Not that they
Yeah.
went too into detail about him, but I didn't really.
He was my least favorite character.
I honestly didn't care for him.
Yeah.
I thought Senor Bob was better, and Senor Bob kind of bothered me a lot.
Yeah. Senior Bob, I don't know. He's just so like stupid. Like I kind of liked him in a stupid way.
Yeah,
Like Senior Bob.
yeah, he was pretty funny, but it was whatever. I would have liked more on the sheriff and Tim Roth. I mean, because we didn't really get to see a lot of the sheriff, especially early on.
Yeah.
They just kept mentioning that his dad was like rounded up a militia of racists trying to kill a bunch of black people, basically, because he fought for the South. As did the general. He was a Confederate general.
Yeah.
But like, it was important for Kurt Russell's character. It was important for Samuel L. Jackson.
They're the ones that like could have. And what's his name again? That was the new sheriff,
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, like those three, and then the girl that they're trying to hang. Those four characters are the ones that really could have used the progression, like the most character progression throughout the movie.
Definitely.
And even though they did get enough character progression, I almost felt like I lost some out of every other character getting their own certain, everyone shines in this movie, and it makes it when a movie has like it's very hard for a movie to pull off so many characters.
Yeah.
Being so well drawn out, like Pulp Fiction does it. Pulp Fiction probably has more characters, if you really think about it, than that have like their own traits and like things than Hateful Eight. But the thing that Pulp Fiction, the reason why it works is because it's several different stories in one that lead up
Exactly.
together. Whereas like Hateful Eight, it's one story, and it's like I'm sitting there for almost 3 hours watching one story play out with all these characters. I'm just like, oh gosh, like even like Lord of the Rings. Took 3 movies for something to go on, but there were still like sub stories and subplots.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, those movies, because they had actual source material, but even then, like, they still were, while all the characters were building up and we're getting their background information, the story was taking time to build, there was still a lot going on.
Yeah.
Like in The Hateful Eight, it is extremely dialogue heavy. Not that it was bad, because I think Tarantino writes some of the best dialogue out of any screenwriter. But, like, if you look at Pulp Fiction, through all the dialogue, through all the backstory of all the characters and, like, each little story happening, there's still a lot of, like, action or, comedy breaking up the dialogue or something going on, But for this, I would say the first, like, almost 90 minutes of the movie were just, like, straight dialogue.
Of Hateful Eight?
Of Hateful Eight. Not that I'm complaining, but a lot of it could have been cut out.
So much. And, like... With this movie, it's just I like as soon as it started out, I was like, oh, it's gonna get good, and then it just certain things just played out for too long. Like when the sheriff was like waving down, like hey, like I'm over here, like that scene was like 10 minutes.
I know,
and I was just
we waited
like,
all 10
get
minutes
him
for him
here,
to walk over.
Yeah, like get him here and get the story going. It just took too long.
Yeah, that took way too long. And like if you were gonna do a lot of backstory, a lot of characters. I feel like Jennifer Jason Leigh, who played Domergue, who is the main actress, who's the bounty that basically brings everybody together. I would have liked to see more like about how she got into that position. Like we find out she was part of a gang, but you don't really get too much otherwise. And I thought like her character was interesting. The little, bits that like we heard from her.
Little bits.
What do you mouth, fucking asshole? No,
Yeah.
I'm just good.
You got too many eggs.
But she didn't talk a lot. She was more kind of like physical comedy.
Yeah,
I would say. But
she said the N-word a lot.
yeah, that was said a lot.
Yeah.
In the movie, as is expected. Especially after you saw Django. Although, I mean, Django had way more. But like when she spoke, she was very funny, and like you got a little bit of insight into her personality, her character. Like I wanted to see more of what led her to get a $10,000 bounty on her head.
Yeah, I guess I could see like it's hard for me to say like what I've liked to have seen more because in this movie my biggest complaint is I would like to have seen less.
Yeah, I know. It's like that. I would have preferred that to replace some of the build-up of the other characters.
Right.
And yeah, I think if it was 20 to 30 minutes shorter, it would have been much better.
Yeah, I feel like I could have cut out like 40 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, that could have been. Again, like I hate when I listen to people like, if a movie's past 2 hours, I don't want to watch it because like so many people
that's
say
pretty
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah, or like when people say like I don't want to watch a movie because it's in black and white, like, but that is a criticism for some movies. Like there are movies that are just too long.
Yeah, and there's movies that are too long. There are movies that are long but make good use of their runtime.
Yeah.
This just wasn't one of them.
That's the only complaint is that the movie doesn't make good use of its runtime. I couldn't find any inconsistencies really.
Mm-hmm.
Like there might, like I'm sure if I watch the movie again, there might be something wrong I could find.
Yeah,
but it was well acted throughout. Every actor was great.
The cast was phenomenal.
Yeah, even I said like Michael Madsen was my least favorite character. He was still good.
Yeah.
He's not a bad actor at all, and I don't know. It just wasn't. It could have been two movies. It really could have been. It could have been two movies.
Like a Kill Bill.
Like a Kill Bill
type situation. I can agree with that.
And I almost feel like it should have been. Like the first movie could have been The Cabin, and the second movie could have been something else. Because I almost feel like they were almost like building up to something out of The Cabin, and it just never happened.
Yeah, everything took place in once they got to the cabin. That was it. And it took them like 30 to 40 minutes just to get to the cabin.
Yeah.
Which was ridiculous.
It was bad. Like it was bad at time. It was just bad it was bad usage of time.
Yeah.
That's really it. That's besides that, it's a great movie and you should go see it.
Yeah,
I don't want to shit on this movie. Like I really don't. Because the movie is phenomenal. Like in ways of like acting and cinematography. It's just the only thing that holds it back from being a great movie is
the runtime.
Is the runtime.
Yeah, and that's pretty much my only gripe with it. I think overall I think it's a fantastic movie. If it was shorter, I would say it's an 8.5, 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
But
if
right now it's probably like 6.5, soft 7.
I would give it a solid 7. I'll give it a solid 7. Good movie.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or Netflix or whatever. But I don't need to pay another $10. I'd rather go see Star Wars again.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay to go see it again.
Yeah.
To be honest. And if you're a Tarantino fan, you'll like it. You may even love it. It's not that I don't love it, but just I don't know. That's my main gripe. It just took too long to establish.
You know what it is? It's like when you're watching a movie by someone who has so much talent like Tarantino and has such a good resume like Tarantino that like when a movie's very good, it's almost like you look at it as you treat it as it's hard to not treat it as a movie that you watched that sucked.
Right.
That's kind of like I guess that kind of sucks like on like how we're treating it because it's really like we shouldn't be talking like that way.
No, and it's a shame. It is because like, especially after all the controversy that's surrounded with the script leak, blah blah, and we're like, no, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Then he finally decides to make it.
Yeah,
It should have.
the story behind the movie is more interesting than the movie.
Yeah, for the most part.
I would love to see someone make a movie on like the making of the movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And like another thing that I thought went too long was the setup for those the Domergue gang.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Senor Bob.
They didn't need to do that. That's what they could have
Oswaldo,
cut that
Michael
whole
Madsen.
thing out.
They could have made it 2 minutes. Instead, it was like 15 or 20 minutes.
It was longer than that. At least it felt longer than that.
Yeah, and like how they got to the cabin, their plan, how they were linked to Domergue, and like it just
Yeah, who they were, you know, as
How
far
they
as like
took care of the
relations
innkeepers.
to
Yeah.
her, like
It was
the whole
so
other
dragged
gang
out.
that's waiting for them.
yeah, it was so, and like the ending was probably the most
drawn out.
drawn out. Like that ending could have been 5 minutes,
Yep.
and it would have been fine. It just was so, I don't like that's.
Yeah, it's it's
That's
so hard to not talk about
yeah.
the negative. I guess it's because when you're watching the movie, like from front to finish, from front to end, like from beginning to finish, that was the whole thing on my mind the whole time is how long
Yeah.
the movie is, and like I guess it kind of did overshadow like the great things about it.
There is a lot of great things about it.
Yeah.
It's just because it was so long, it's just that one negative kind
Yeah.
of overshadows.
Like one scene in
good
particular
parts.
that actually really got me like, when is this gonna end? And I understand why they put the scene in, but it did not need to be this long. It was the whole and I know like a lot of people loved it. Was the Samuel L. Jackson how he explains to the general how he killed his son.
Yeah.
Could have been 5 minutes at tops,
I
not
know.
even.
To be honest, it wasn't interesting until the end when the general was actually getting like terribly upset.
Yeah, the whole story, he like started repeating himself.
Yeah.
Like, it just was like, and on top of that, I wouldn't mind if that scene was that long if the rest of the movie didn't take so long to start.
Yeah.
It just was, I just like, get on with the story that you're talking about his son. Like,
I know, from him like acknowledging he knows him and then like talking about his son to the final like punchline to final like, you know, the general going for the gun and Samuel L. Jackson killing him was probably like 20 minutes, like maybe even a little longer, and it was
It felt
unnecessary
like
because
that.
I didn't care about it. It wasn't good until the end.
yeah. And
And
I
it
guess
didn't advance the story at all
Yeah.
until the end of it.
that perfectly describes the movie. Is
Yeah.
like there's certain scenes that don't get good until the build up stops.
Exactly.
And then it actually happens where that does it. It's just I don't want to watch a whole movie where I'm waiting for something to happen and then it
Exactly.
happens and waiting for something to happen
Like
again.
there's like no real payoff.
Yeah, and not all the payoffs pay off.
I don't think the ending paid off for me, in my opinion.
No,
At all.
it's just because it took so long to get there. I can't imagine another 30 minutes of this movie.
No, I really couldn't. And you know, I know one person who saw it and he's like, yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Maybe it was just because of the experience of it being in 70 millimeter.
Yeah,
Or maybe those extra 20, 30 minutes were just so good. I don't know. But I couldn't imagine sitting through that in the digital. And like when I first saw the runtime, that it was 2 hours and 47 minutes, I was like, all right, that's not bad because Inglourious Bastards was really long. Most of his movies are really long, but Inglourious Bastards and Django in particular were like two of his longest movies aside from Kill Bill, but at least Kill Bill was split into two stories.
yeah.
Or
And
two movies, rather.
I
instead of
wish
being
Hateful
one.
Eight was split into two movies
Yeah.
because I feel like there is a great story there.
Yeah.
It just was shoveled into one movie.
I know. It sucks because it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah,
And like
I was let down when I walked out of the
yeah, I
movies.
was let down. I feel like it didn't really pay off enough. And this movie should have been one of his best yet. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I mean, there's people out there that feel that way though.
Yeah, and I just don't agree. Not, knocking their opinion. I get why.
Oh yeah. And like that's the thing. Like someone might like come up to us and be like, "Yo, I didn't mind the runtime. I didn't mind the built up all. That's actually why I liked it." and like that's their opinion. That doesn't it's what we don't like about it doesn't make the movie not bad. Or it doesn't make the movie bad. I phrased that wrong. What we don't like about it doesn't make the movie bad. It's just what we didn't enjoy. Like it's not like there was something blatantly wrong. Like there was an actor that was bad. Like when we saw, did you see Green Inferno with us?
No, I didn't.
All right, like in Green Inferno, like again, it's like nowhere near to compare to Hateful Eight. But in Green Inferno, like one of the actresses in the beginning with the blonde hair, I forget her name, is like one of the worst acting I've ever seen in a movie. Like that's something I can blatantly say is wrong with the movie that makes the movie not good.
Yeah.
There was nothing like that in the movie. It's just how it was done and how it was executed was what bothered me. And I'm saying, I'm also speaking for you as well, I guess. Yeah. Is like what bothered me the most.
Yeah, I just want to say that the Kill Bill 1 and 2, Kill Bill was 111 minutes long, and then Kill Bill Volume 2 was 137 minutes long, which, you know, they're both a little over 2 hours each, but
111 minutes is under 2 hours.
Yeah, like almost 2 hours.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, Kill Bill Volume 2 was a little longer, but it's 248 minutes, and
yeah,
that's a lot. But it was split up into two.
Yeah,
you know.
And he did things to make it interesting. Like you didn't know her name until the second movie.
Exactly. I don't know. It's hard to set the runtime aside.
Yeah, runtime is very important. It's very important to a movie, and like how long you're keeping me in the movie theater, you know, is important. Like especially with the movie I'm going to see, it's like how much time am I taking away trying to like enjoying something?
Yeah.
You know, again, the movie's very good. Go see it. Spend your money on it. It deserves it. It's very, very good. Rent it when it comes out. You know.
Yeah,
I hate saying it's just like I don't want to keep talking negatives about it, but it's so hard not to.
Like I said, that one negative is just had such a huge impact that
because it was it's the entire movie.
The good things.
It's hard to not. It's not like the ending dragged.
Right.
Or like or like in Step Brothers, like great funny movie. Again, nowhere near as good as Hateful Eight, but you know, it's like, oh well, the middle drags, but then like the beginning and the end really are funny. Like you know,
the beginning dragged, the middle dragged.
No, but the whole movie.
The entire.
Oh,
movie
that's what you're saying. Yeah, sorry, the whole movie.
And it didn't I feel like it didn't pay off. The ending definitely didn't pay off.
No.
Like the ending was, for not paying off, dragged. It was even worse that dragged on too.
Yeah, like how long did he? Like when he looks at Samuel and he's just like, wait, I want to hear her out. I was like, no, I don't want to hear her out. I want this to go on.
She just kept saying the same thing, and then he repeated what she said.
Yeah,
each time. Like, oh, there's 15 guys. Oh, 15 guys. Oh, really?
Yeah, like they said 15 guys like 8 times. I know there's 15 guys.
Yeah.
Like, and it was misleading too because there's the scene where Samuel L. Jackson gets shot in the penis, like
which was hysterical.
Which was hysterical. I was dying. I literally was like laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, finally. Like to me was like, this is it. Like when a dude's balls are gone, like
some real action was actually happening.
Yeah, and then nope, stops. Bam, dialogue.
Yeah.
Like I know you're a good writer, Tarantino.
I was expecting like a serious shootout right there.
Right, yeah. Like I know he's a fantastic writer. Better filmmaker than most people will ever be in their lifetime.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's phenomenal.
And it's just like I know you can write well, but like just let the story go.
I think that, you know, as much as I like his work, he is very, very full of himself, and not, you know, I understand why, because he's incredibly talented. He's like a living Apple Corporation. Yeah,
he can be like pompous and
like he deserves it. His body of work is fantastic. He's one of the most, you know, well praised writer directors ever. You know, especially over
he's
the
up
last,
there with
like
Kubrick and like John Ford and John Ford never really wrote his movies, but
yeah, I just think sometimes not only does he like to hear himself talk, he likes to just wants every ounce of what he's written to just keep going and going just to feed that ego,
Yeah.
because in case, if he's not talking about himself too much, he wants other people to say what he's saying for too long,
I don't know. I mean, I guess so.
which I think this was an example of. Before, like, in his other movies, that wasn't such a problem, but I think in this one that it was a serious case of, like, him talking about himself so much, usually in, like, most interviews he does, compared to this. It kind of paralleled that.
Yeah, in his interviews, he like. I mean, I've seen interviews where he argues with the interviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, his last few interviews with the Hateful Eight I thought were pretty good compared to, like, a lot of them.
I think. Well, I mean, like also too, like people change. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
He could have. I'm sure. Like people can look back and be like, oh wow, I was kind of a dick there.
Yeah, like him on Jimmy Fallon was good. Him on Jimmy Kimmel with the whole cast was really
Oh,
good.
that was great. And then Jimmy Kimmel kept bringing up like the whole like the script leak, and he didn't get mad.
No, and I know, and because he was trying to place the blame on each actor.
Yeah.
For Michael Madsen, which is he may or may not have leaked it, but he looked like he was just fed up. He's like, yeah, it was fucking me, whatever. But
that's what his character does in the movie, though. Too.
Yeah, exactly. But like his appearance on Nerdist, I thought was a really great episode of a podcast. Like he was really interesting on that. Very cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else really to say. I mean, like, I guess I really just want to mention a scene I really liked, or like a nod I really liked about it. Was, in my opinion, Samuel L. Jackson was the best character in the movie. For me, he was the main character, actually. I really liked the addition of like how he had the Lincoln letter.
Yeah.
And it's something that he just forged up.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of, it was like, because it really was like,
It was extremely smart.
yeah, it was extremely smart. It just showed how smart he was. Like, and he like talks about like, you know what's like being a black man living here. He goes,
Yeah.
this has got me saved out of situations. I mean, a black guy in the 1800s walking around by himself.
Right. Because this didn't
Not really like,
this took place within 10 years of the end of the Civil War, I think.
something. Yeah,
Within 10 years.
after, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously that's a huge thing, especially to be, not only being black, but then being in an area and surrounded by a lot of people who fought on the other side of him
And would love to see you dead.
and would love to see him dead, and then to be a black bounty hunter killing not only just people who wanted to see him dead, but like people's loved ones who are probably racist as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had to deal with some serious shit.
Yeah, and it's just like, he's got to keep a calm head too.
Yeah.
Everyone says the N-word and just like refers it to him as him. Like,
And then in the end, he gets killed because his ball got shut off. He bleeds out from losing his balls. It's kind of shitty. But
That sucks.
It's
because
obviously
that's actually one of the worst ways to bleed out.
I would rather a whole number of things happen before anything like serious trauma happens to my boys.
Like, remember? Did you see Green Inferno?
No.
All right, I wanted to compare it to something I'd rather have done to me than have my ball shot off, but I can't because I don't want to ruin the movie for you.
I don't really care. I'm not going to see it, but I know the scene you're talking about.
Oh, okay. The dude's limbs get chopped off one by one before he dies.
Yeah, I'd
rather have that done to me.
Yeah, and you think about it, like you said, he was the main character. He did become the main character because Kurt Russell wasn't in the movie. Like,
The second half.
Second half
of the movie, he was not.
he was just a corpse.
Yeah. And when so like in the movie, like, cause it's like spoilers, like we haven't said that before. Like the whole movie, they're trying to find the person that wants to let the main villain
Domergue.
I don't know why I can't remember it. I keep thinking of Dormammu from Marvel Comics. Domergue go, but it turns out it's like 4 people, and like so the person who someone poisons the coffee. Kurt Russell Kurt Russell's stagecoach driver drinks it, and then Kurt Russell takes like a sip.
Yeah.
Poisoned. When Kurt Russell sips it, I was like, oh man, like I wonder how he's gonna survive this. I was saying that the whole time. And as soon as he starts like spitting up blood, I'm like, oh man, though, like he because as much as I wouldn't have liked it in the movie, there are people who survive poisons.
Yeah.
And I mean, I watched this one awesome Discovery Channel episode of like Komodo dragons. This guy like survived getting bit by a Komodo dragon. Like it can happen. As much as I would have hated
It's
to
possible.
see it, it's possible, but very improbable. So, but then once they shoot him, I'm like, damn, he's done. He's dead.
That was a brutal way.
Yeah.
I felt worse that OB died than I did that Kurt Russell died. But I think it was kind of deceiving because Kurt Russell, through all the trailers, the previews, blah, 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 was made out to seem the main actor
Yeah.
in the movie.
But
And
you know
then-
what's funny is that happened to Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea.
Well, that's just a terrible movie. But
That movie's good because it's bad.
all right, he did die hilariously.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, like when he.
I'd rather that happen to me than my balls
Yeah.
getting shot off.
So like it's like Samuel L. Jackson. I feel like he had to cut 20 years later. He finally gets it. Like all right, like I'm not the main character who dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Although I will, the biggest surprise for me, I think Channing Tatum did a great job. Not that he's a bad actor. It's just I never seen him do something dramatic,
I feel like.
and I think he made a good use of it.
Well, I've never seen Foxcatcher, but I heard he's
I haven't seen
really
that,
good in that
actually,
too,
yeah.
and I really want to watch that. He did really good in a movie that I didn't like called Side Effects.
You didn't like that movie? I thought he was good in it, but he wasn't in it that long.
It
too.
just was boring.
I gotcha. It just took too long.
Yeah,
Um,
that's another thing. The movie just dragged.
Yeah, but in that, I don't think he made good. Like, maybe he just didn't have enough screen time to make like the most out of his performance.
Yeah.
But in this, the little screen time he had, although it wasn't that little because his part took too long to develop his backstory,
Right.
I think he made good use of, and I was impressed with that.
Right, and he's a very good actor. I think there's going to be a lot of other good things coming at it
Yeah.
with him. Not Gambit, because apparently that's just not going well.
I don't even know. It was supposed to have been shooting already, but it comes out late this year. Who knows what the hell is happening?
That's not happening. A
Yeah,
movie
it's-
cannot.
It
With
won't.
like pre and post production, it takes like 2 years to make a movie.
Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, that's going to get put back, but hopefully he does a great job with Gambit, because if not, that's going to be a shitstorm.
No, yeah, I almost don't even want. I don't even know if I want a Gambit movie to be made.
I do, but I don't, because it makes me nervous.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I thought when he was announced in the movie, I thought he was going to be in it early and then die, like, soon off.
that's what I thought too. But
Yeah.
he gets his head blown off in a really bad way
That was fucked up, especially because it's sprayed.
everywhere.
His character is the one who's getting Dahmergu freed because it's his sister.
Mm-hmm.
He's the head of a notorious gang that him, Senor Bob, Michael Madsen, Tim Ross' character were all part of, including Dahmergu, who had a $50,000 bounty on his head. So he was a big deal. He's in a small fraction of the movie. But his head getting blown off, and then his sister getting covered in his brains was just fucking brutal.
That was pretty brutal. I mean, but she's deserved it though.
Oh yeah, she was a real piece of shit.
Yeah,
But that's about all I have to say.
yeah,
for
that's
it.
about it too.
So to wrap it up,
I hope you don't not see this movie because
Go see it.
Yeah, go see it. It deserves it. And the movie, like all Quentin Tarantino's movies, they're all worth seeing. Some of them are some of the best movies ever made. Some of them are just good movies.
yeah. So go see it. Like you said, if I was gonna give it a rating, because of how long it is and drags out, it is 6.5 soft 7.
I give it a
Out of
solid
10.
7.
So yeah, check it out. If you've already seen it, let us know your thoughts. Like, comment, share, subscribe, blah blah blah. Put us on blast. Do the whole deal. Thanks for listening. Hope you all have a good New Year.
Yeah.